All right, hey guys, Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, what we're going to be talking about is why when we're out here and we're off-road and in the swamps and doing things and we're out here, why we always run tow haul mode. Okay, people don't understand that, and I've talked about it on my hunting channel. I made a video on setting your truck up so that you don't get stuck. It's a little bonus for my hunting channel, and a lot of people ask that. What do you mean you run tow haul mode when you're off-road? Why do you run tow haul mode? Very important reasons. Very important reasons. Learned this with the F-150 back in the day, and always did. Now, if you have a Gladiator or you have a Jeep Wrangler and you have the Off-Road Plus button, that Off-Road Plus button is the same thing. Use it, okay? Use the Off-Road Plus button. If you don't have it, use tow haul. If you are in a manual, which is barely anybody, understand about lugging. Learn about lugging your engine. But this is why we use tow haul mode. Out here, even cruising around. Right now, we are in 4 high, and we are just cruising. It poured yesterday. You can see the rain everywhere. But we have a lot of resistance in these roads. These are my tracks where I came through here earlier. Now we're coming back through here. But you can see that there's a lot of resistance in this. It's not hard. It's not like I need 4-wheel drive for this to get through here. But we hit a lot of spots that are pretty soft and pretty flimsy and pretty weak. And being in 4-wheel drive just means I'm not squirreling around. But you can see how deep we're digging in here. Okay, I mean, it's digging some trenches, little ones. Again, nothing hard. But what this is this is resistance. Okay, these are resistance on your actual truck as you're driving. So it's not rolling like it is down a paved road. You can see the resistance that is happening from these tires, or from the road. So what happens is if you are not in tow haul mode, even in 4-wheel drive high, if you're not in tow haul mode, your transmission thinks of this as basically like driving anywhere else, like you're driving on a road. And what happens is it's going to shift regularly for you. As it shifts, you're going to find yourself trying to cruise through this stuff and roll these roads, and what's going to happen is you're going to end up being at too low of an RPM, and you start lugging the engine. So, and I'm going to show you an example of that. You're going to see it in a second. I actually just recorded that part as we just came through all this whole road. For the last mile and a half, I've showed you this, so you'll see it in a minute in here. On attack, the real world, the whole thing, you're going to see it, but I'm explaining it now. So what happens is when you're not in tow haul mode, you're driving normal. When you kick in tow haul mode, it's going to hold those gears. So here, for example, we use the example of 15 miles an hour cruising through here. As my tack goes up to hit, as soon as it hits 15 miles an hour, it shifts into third gear, and my tack goes from second gear at 2,000 RPMs, drops down to 1,000 RPMs, and then it stays at 1,000 RPMs, 15 to 20, it's always at 1,000 RPMs in third gear in normal mode. That is lugging an engine. Okay, this is an 8,000-pound truck, and the last thing you want to be doing is running through here and hitting these spots and only pulling 1,000 RPMs through here. It's lugging the engine. It's not good for the engine. I'll talk about lugging. But when I kick in tow haul mode, boom, the tack jumps up to 2, and we hold second gear a lot longer. So I'm staying in second gear as I'm driving through here. It also holds second gear through here, and it holds second gear through all this stuff. And that way I'm running about 1,800 RPMs rather than running about 1,100 or 1,200 RPMs. That's what tow haul mode does. Now, if I'm driving at 25 miles an hour, it'll hold third gear and keep me about, just under, right about 2,000 RPMs, just under 2,000 RPMs, rather than drop me down to 1,100 RPMs in fourth gear, which is what would happen in normal. So tow haul mode holds your gears longer for the power because it understands that in tow haul mode, you are either pulling a trailer, resistance, okay, or you are towing heavy loads, or carrying heavy loads in a truck, resistance. Okay, you're adding weight and resistance to a vehicle, so you use tow haul mode so that you do not lug the motor. These roads out here, even these simple roads, are adding resistance, rolling resistance to the vehicle, therefore causing resistance, meaning you want to use tow haul mode so that you do not lug your engine. What is lugging an engine? Okay, lugging an engine is considered something you don't really hear too much about with automatic transmissions anymore, but in a manual day, it was a big deal. And it is a big deal even in automatic transmissions for those of you guys that like to slam it over into manual mode and drop down to try and save gas mileage. So like when you're on the highway and it's telling you you're running at 2,800 RPMs or 2,700 RPMs and you're like, oh, I can get better gas mileage. Let's slam it over in a manual and kick it up to 8th gear, you know, and do that kind of stuff. And then next thing you know, you're running at like 1,300 RPMs. You think you're actually saving gas. What you're doing is you're lugging your engine, okay? You're actually hurting your engine. Your motor that is in your truck is designed to run at a peak efficiency level. The automatic transmission can pick that under most circumstances. If you lug it, meaning that you are running it at too low RPMs for the task at hand, you are lugging it and you are causing things that are not working right in there. You're overworking the engine by making it go so slow and lugging it, those pistons going through there, that you're going to get blow by, you're going to get spark knock, you're going to get pre-ignition, you're going to get a whole bunch of things that are going wrong inside of there, blow by. All these things are going to start to happen because you're trying to get this thing to do more work, but it's only here where it should be going like this and working that way in there and running, but you're making it go like this and it just can't, it's struggling. Okay, that's lugging. You don't want to do that. So when you're out here in the swamps or in the woods or anywhere you are when you're off-road, put the thing in tow haul mode. It's going to be a benefit for you. It's going to hold your RPMs up higher. It's going to give you a little bit more power without having to fight it, and you're not going to have to worry about lugging it. Now, technically, true lugging is when you are in too high of a gear and you accelerate too quick and you don't give it a chance to shift, and then you get that right there. You get that pre-detonation, you get that spark knock, you hear the thing go clunk, clunk, clunk as it does it, and then it kicks off. That's again because you jump the gun on the throttle in too high of a gear, and again you put too much pressure on the engine when the engine is not ready to run that kind of pressure and it's too low RPM. That's lugging it. That's the same concept as what driving through a hole like this right here in third gear will do. Okay, you come through something like this and you're even in automatic mode without tow haul on, when it hits this and you start to feel your stuff slowing down, you stomp on it, you got that lug that's going to happen because the transmission doesn't understand, based on the speed you're going, why you're suffering, what the problem is, and it takes it a second to calculate for that. It does it, but being in tow haul mode holds that gear longer at a little bit higher RPM and saves your problem. So there you go, food for thought, but that's my opinion. If you have a Jeep with off-road button, use the off-road button. Okay, that off-road pages button, hit that. I promise you it is going to be a gold mine for our off-road plus button. Hit that. It does the same thing as tow haul mode. If you have a tow haul mode, your truck is going to be better off if when you're out here in these resistance type areas, not, you know, this is not, again, I'm not talking about being in 4 low, but these roads, anything off-road, even gravel, is resistance. Put it in tow haul mode. Save yourself the hassle. All right, we're in a truck. Let's show you how this works, what we're talking about. So here's how I normally drive. We have tow haul and we have everything off. We don't want our parking sensors on because as we get close to brush, they start beeping and pissing you off. We want tow haul mode on. So we got parking sensors off, tow haul on, and we have traction control off, and we are in 4-wheel drive unlocked. That's basically what we're seeing on the screen. Now to show this, put it into perspective, we're going to turn off traction control just because it's going to kick back and forth every time we turn this tow haul. Let's turn tow haul off. So tow haul mode is now gone. So here we are, we're in 4-wheel drive. We're going to take it up to about 15 miles an hour and show you. So same road, let's just show you. Let's get it up to about 15. You can see my shift selector up here in the top. Okay, you can see the gears right up there in the top. Let's take it up, see second gear. Let's take it up to about 15. Nice cruising speed for out here. But look, we're already in third gear. See, we're already in third gear. And look at that tack. Look at the tack in here. Look at how low we're running at that. That's lugging an engine. We're only at 13 miles an hour. We're not even at 15. Okay, and we're lugging. Let's take it up to 15. Let's go around this stump. Hold on. Stuff in the road here. But so at 15, we're in third gear. And we're at 1,000 RPMs. If we want to be driving in this like this, we're lugging this engine with the resistance on this road. Now, if I come over and I hit tow haul, watch the tack. Watch the gears. Okay, watch it. It'll shift down to second gear. Actually, it takes a second to go down. It always struggles with that, but because I'm not in tow haul, but we're in tow haul now. Okay, so let's let it drop. Now watch how it doesn't leave. Look at, we went right into first. Look at attack. Watch, see where attack is holding? Okay, as we climb up, look at the speed and look at attack. Okay, and look at, we're at 15 miles an hour and it's holding it at 15 and we're staying in second. But look at, we're at almost 2,000 RPMs as we cruise here versus what we just saw happen where we were shifting into first. Even if we get to 15, okay, see how we're holding at 2,000 RPMs? That's what we're talking about. No longer lugging the engine. Now, as soon as I hit tow haul, which I touch this, it's going to shift. It'll shift us into third, which is what we don't want because it's going to bring our RPMs down. Let's hit it. Boom, hit it. And look, oh, we just shifted into third immediately. See the difference? That's what we want. Now, if I hit it back onto tow haul, because we're cruising at this already, it's going to stay in third until I get down low enough or until I hit it hard. And there we go. Now, see, but look, it takes it back to first, second, and see how it's keeping us at 2,000 RPMs and hovering us in there. And it's basing it based on the resistance on the road. It's not even letting us get in there to third. It holds us at second, which is what we want. We're slowing way down here. We're all muddy, all mud here. Hold on, we're wiggling through. But this is the benefit of it. This is what it's doing, and that's what we want to see. So there you go.